In the last episode, I said that in this episode, we were going to cover the E or expectations in our TERA model. But I lied. What we're actually going to do is not only cover the E for expectations, we're going to cover R for rank and A for autonomy so that we can put this pony to bed. Remember that we go into situations looking for either that threat or reward in the 4 domains. So in the expectation domain, what we do is go into a learning environment and we're looking for what we can most likely expect to happen. A student will be looking for what's predictable with the learning environment itself, the teacher, the other students, and even the learning activities. Our goal is to make the environment as predictable as possible. Now, I've done a video on good predictable, bad predictable, so jump back and have a recap of that if you like. But the key is to be consistent and to use overt and amplified communication. As an example, when you send students out for an activity or to breakout rooms, make it perfectly clear what's expected with both verbal and visual instructions, and try to give instructions one at a time. Let's move on to the R or rank in our TERA model. This sounds awful, but usually when we go into a room and meet people for the first time, we either consciously or unconsciously start power ranking them. In a troop of baboons, they look at the alpha male every 3 seconds just to check that everything's in order and to make sure they know where they fit. Okay, maybe it's just me that does it. You'd never do something like that. Sure, I believe you. But what we do, we peg people on a ladder so that we can see in the environment who am I safe with and who might be a threat to me. The problem is when we self-check our rank like that, we often base it on an underrated view of ourselves or an overinflated view of ourselves. This means that the data that we use to rank ourselves is often wrong. But irrespective of that, however we rank ourselves will often determine our level of engagement. If I view my rank as less than, chances are I might try to hide in the background and not draw attention to myself and disengage. If I view myself as more than, I might become an over-contributor and prevent others from being able to participate in the group. So as the leader of this learning environment, I want to look for opportunities to reduce the level of rank across the whole room, and I'm going to do that by role modeling, lowering my own rank. I've mentioned this a number of times before, but one of my pet dislikes is where a teacher or a presenter stands up in front of the room and starts telling you how clever they are, how many degrees they've got, when they did their masters, where they've worked, who they know, all that kind of stuff. What it does, it puts the teacher at the top of the ranking order and creates a threat to students. Why would you want to do that? So by doing that, it makes students disengage or creates a challenge where some of them might want to tear you down from that number 1 position. The antidote to this is to make sure that you regularly eat some humble pie before class, but in the learning environment, what you're doing is looking for and creating opportunities for students to be able to share their knowledge and experience. Let's move on to the A for autonomy in our TERA model. This domain is all about how much control or sense of control a student has in the environment and the learning. If the students have low control and low choice, it means they'll probably have higher levels of threat, and higher levels of threat mean higher levels of disengagement. So we need to look for small opportunities to transfer the choice and autonomy over to the students. Even a simple thing like what time would you like to have meal break this morning gives the students a choice over the environment, and that choice will lead to deeper engagement. And I'm sure you can think of a whole lot of other ways to do this as well. All right, we've ridden this pony home. We've done our TERA model of tribe, expectations, rank, and autonomy. And if you go into the classroom thinking about some of the little things that you can do to enhance the level of reward in any of those 4 domains, you're going to see a big difference in the level of student engagement. Right, that's it from me. I'll catch you next time on Virtually the Teacher.